out to them for giving me that chance, bitch. If it's red, it's recording. I got an empathy. Hola, mis coconetes. We got an outside video today, something new for you. We got our lovely cameraman's car right here. I'm gonna just tell you some things you should know that I think is important. Some things that you might be a little confused about. What are you doing? This shit heavy. See, my car got the hydraulic shit. Here we got your windshield wiper fluid. Whatever you put in here, it's not gonna like burn through the rubber. It's safe. You can get it on your hands and you won't die. However, with brake fluid, follow me over here. Over here we got your brake fluid. You don't want to get this fluid. Okay, welcome to the Bronx. Brake fluid you don't want to get on anything. You can see me. Brake fluid you don't want to get anywhere on you or in this car besides where it's supposed to go, because it's harmful AF. And brake fluid I would recommend changing every time you change all your brake pads and rotors, which you would do typically. What depends, like if you're an Uber driver or a taxi driver, you're gonna have to replace it often because you're braking a lot. But if you were to, you know, regular day-to-day, driving to work, whatever, be like 5 years-ish. But there's an indicator on your brake pads. So like part of this clip, it's gonna like make the noise, which is annoying as fuck. So when you hear that, it's about that time you need to change it. If it's between 3 and 4, you're gonna have to replace it soon. If it's less than that, you should replace it ASAP, just to avoid getting into accidents. And if you're one of those types of people who like to put things off and they suggest it to you to replace it soon after 3 to 4 millimeters, I would schedule an appointment in 2 months before you forget about it, because your brakes are really important. If you don't change the brakes in time, it's gonna cut into your rotors. For your rotors, you could cut them or replace them. It's up to the technician, because sometimes people have glazed rotors, and that's when it's like glazed is very, very shiny and it doesn't have enough gripping power for the brake pads. So it's gonna be kind of hard to stop the car. Might make some noise also. Are you recording? Here is the coolant, but that's the tank for the coolant. You would change this every 105,000 miles or 120. It depends on the car, but that's like the average. So the coolant is what keeps your engine from blowing the fuck up. I do recommend changing this whenever you need to change it. And also for the tubes, you see how it's like easy to squeeze? If a technician recommends to change the hoses, double check it yourself if you want to. If you're like, I don't know what's going on. And if the hoses are like really hard, because plastic does harden over time, then yes, get the change done. I don't think I'm gonna record that. Hopefully you can hear me. If not, I'm sorry. Here, the infamous engine oil. I did go over this in my last video, but that's where you would put it. This is the dipstick to check the level of the oil. Now, what you're gonna do is carefully, usually you wipe it and do it again, but you know, for the sake of this video, here's the 2 indicators for what level your oil's at. Don't mind my nails, please, I need to do them. So the top one is the top fill mark. You should not fit it past that circle. It should be in between. If you see it's down here or lower than that, you should get an oil change ASAP or add some oil. Now the color of it is like a light amber, which is perfect. If it's any darker than that, you need to change it because it's dirty. Dirty baby. So here's the transmission fluid. You would change this. So according to Honda, it's every 3 years, but you honestly don't need to change it that much. Just go by your manual of your car. Sometimes you check it hot, sometimes you check it cold. Again, depends on your manual. I'm used to the circles, but here there's some indicators right there. He has enough transmission fluid clearly. Why is this shit brown? It should be red. Okay, you won't need one soon. That's the engine air filter. It's good to change like every 2 years depending on where you live. The battery, that's self-explanatory. If it has like white crusty stuff on the cables, then you would need to clean it. You could use Coca-Cola if you don't have anything to wipe it off. You're not gonna get electrocuted if you touch it. Supposedly batteries are good for like 5 years, but it depends. Tires. So you have the tire size on your door jam. Let me show you. So it shows the front and the back. 205, 60, 16. Make sure you get the exact tire for your car because it's like putting on shoes. You want to wear the right size shoe, and that's how much air to put in your tires. Now, a good thing to know is, besides how much tread depth you have, is how old your tires are, because sometimes people think you could keep it for more than 6 years. I don't recommend that, because then you're gonna have some cracking marks on your tires, and that could cause a blowout if you're going too fast or you hit something. Because one time there was a customer, his tires were so cracked, like I don't know how he was still driving on them shits, honestly. Like, I hope he's okay and changing soon, because that's like super dangerous. Right here's the month and the date, the month and the year of the car. So this shows it was made between either March or April 2016. That's what the 16 is for. And that's just something to keep an eye out for whenever you buy tires. So if you're gonna buy new tires, make sure that it's not, you don't go into dealership 2020 and you buying freaking 2015 tires. No. My lovely friend here got some balding on the side of the tires. It's good to get an alignment every year to make sure the tires are wearing evenly. So here we have our lovely tire tread depth checker. Red, no good, my friend. Yellow, and green, pretty good. We love that. We stand. So we're gonna check the middle. Boop. So he's Gucci for now, but because of this, I recommend to change ASAP just to avoid slipping and sliding, no traction, and accidents. Let's check the back. You could use a card. I mean, you don't have to have one of these, but like you could use a credit card or a debit card or just a Metro card and just use this as like a reference. So red again, no good. Yellow is like, yo, change me soon. Green is we good. So as you can see, his back tires, they're looking brand new. Oh, my hand don't even fit in there. Oh, I could just do the bottom. Ha, stupid. He is at 9, basically. At least, what am I saying? Check your tire pressure at least once a month, because sometimes air slips out. It's not stuck there forever. So check it every month, add some air, you'll be just fine. Let me see if I got any questions on my Instagram, because I did post a questionnaire about it. How do you know which tire needs air when the tire pressure light is on? So there's like something that looks like this, where you could check the tire pressure in each tire, and you just like, psh, and it'll do the same thing and tell you what it reads. So I'll do that on all tires just to see which one needs air, and then add air to that one if anything. And also make sure that you don't have any leaks, because sometimes you could hit a bump and some air seeps out, but other times like you might have a nail, you might not be aware of it. So I would check that out. I cracked my windshield. What do I do? Since we in New York, you better change that ASAP. Like, I had a cracked windshield in California. Everybody had cracked windshields, and like the police didn't stop you, and that was crazy. Are you, boy? Let me showing them my dusty nails. But supposedly a hack for windshields is to put clear nail polish in the cracks, and it'll stop it from spreading. But just know, when it's cold and when it's hot, it's gonna expand and spread out. So the last thing you need is for that crack to spread all the way across your windshield. So if you haven't put nail polish in it already, do it. And if not, get another one. You don't even have to get a dealership brand glass. You could just get aftermarket. Aftermarket is just as good. I don't know if I should cover anything else. What do you think? Is there any questions you might have about your car? You don't know anything that I can't answer? Hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to drop some questions in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, you know the vibes. And yeah, I just felt like just giving some simple FYIs would be helpful. feel free to drop a question in the comments. Let me know what you think, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you. Hello, it's me. Contaminant.